people misconceive about private equity is that it is a very expensive form of loan. Right? All you need to do is private equity guys will probably take less of a mortgage and will hence demand 20% return or 25% return. It doesn't work that way, and I'll tell you what really investors expect. The expectation is largely around making 5 times, 10 times returns from your company as an equity partner, and also accepting zero returns in many cases when things don't work out. So basically, what is a VC fund or a PE fund? I'm not investing my own money. What I do is I collect money from a lot of interested investors, pull them in like a mutual fund, right? And then I invest in various startups. I invest in maybe 20 startups. Sorry. So if you can think my responsibility, what is my responsibility? It is not about saying whether I like your company or not, and whether the company is good or not, whether the prospects are good or not. I take money from a lot of investors, and directly and indirectly, it is public money, right? So for example, you have pension funds who are investors into PE funds or VC funds, and it becomes public money. There are a lot of, should I say, moral responsibilities about returning the money and generating great returns. So what we do is, a VC fund is basically a group of people who are called general partners, GPs, who know how to invest in startups. They get together, form a company, and then go and solicit interest from other investors. LPs are the people who are our investors. Right? In the previous slide, you saw investors. These are leading partners who just give the money. The general partners are people who manage and take investment decisions. And how do we make money? We make money only if the fund makes profits. Right? So we take 20% of the profits of the entire corpus. And which is why you will see that, sometimes we're very selective about the kind of decisions we make, because I will earn only if the fund earns. So, one big term that VCs and promoters sort of don't see eye to eye on is exit. While most people start a company with saying, what, this is it. I've started a company, it's doing well, and now I will have this company for generations, right? That's the goal of a promoter, and it should be that way. Right? It is very important that when you set up a company, the kind of decisions you take, these decisions are around building a 100-year, 200-year organization. But for funds, and if you saw in the previous slides, the funds are set up for a duration of 10 years, 8 years. So for a fund, while you can hold on to a company and take some salary for next 100 years or 50 years, for a fund, they want an exit in a period of 5 to 7 years. And that is where there is a problem of, duration, right? I think 5-year horizon, you think maybe 100-year horizon, maybe 50-year horizon, right?
See, people, idea, they're all enabling objectives. But what is the end objective the private equity player, the venture capital, or the investor is looking for? So he's looking at, boss, how much money you're going to make, right? That is the single most thing any investment story needs to convey, right? So that you have good people will support you create a profitable or a high growth business, or your idea is so brilliant that it will have you help you get a lot of revenues. Those are all incidental. Okay, but even if you did not have good people and still your business has a potential to make a lot of money, I'm sure a lot of investors will be interested. Right? So the first important thing we should keep in mind when we are going to talk to investors is this clarity. How much money is my business making? Right? And not only in 1 year, but year on year. Right? And that is the single most thing. Okay? So if you get simplicity of thought in mind, everything else plugs into it. Right. So that's at a very basic level. Obviously, we private equity investors can complicate the story a lot, by saying this, that. But at the end of the crux of the matter is that how much money your business can make is what we are looking at. So in the end, whatever you do, whether you open up 10 salons, you open up 100, or you open up 1, or whatever, somebody should be buying your products and services. Right? And that is what will ensure that you have revenues and you have profitability. Yeah. So the other thing that you need to answer to the investor is that why will somebody buy your products and services? Right? So what is so special about your products and services vis-a-vis competition that will make you sell and others not sell so much? Okay. So these two things, right, which is essentially one thing only, that how much money you are making in the business, how much revenues you are making, and how are you going to make those revenues. So those assumptions are very important. Few other quick points which may help you when you grow your organization. So a lot of times people ask the question that, okay, if I need money, right, so whether I should get the money through debt, which is the loans, or whether I should get the money through equity, right? So what is the difference? So why people go in for equity at certain point of time and debt at certain point of time? The essential difference between equity and debt is past performance versus future promise. When you approach somebody for debt or loans, he'll look at what is your existing revenue, what is your existing profitability. So if your existing revenue is 100, the money that you can raise in form of debt, let's say, is maximum 60. Okay. Now you know that, okay, my existing turnover is only 100, but I have a business plan which can take me to 1,000. And for which I need 300 or 400 rupees, right? Now debt is not going to give you because it is only looking at your past performance. So which is where, so at that point of time you need to tap into the equity markets to raise funds, which is from private equity investors, because they look more at what is the future potential, what is the future promise versus the past performance, right? So that is essentially at a decision making level at your end, the difference that when do you raise debt and when do you raise equity.